Tonight's date is February 8th, 2026. It is a Sunday. Sunday. I will be so glad when we're out of February. I hate saying that. I hate saying that month. It's just weird. Is that the same way with everybody else? That February it just doesn't sound right when I say it. It doesn't feel right. Peggy's on the show. There she says, "Hey there. I'm on time again." Yeah, you're the only one here. Besides myself. I don't know where everybody else is. Do not know. Hey, how's the sound? How's the video? Laurel usually does my check for me, but she ain't here. So somebody else is going to have to say it. Unless you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? It's all good, she says. Hey, Allie. Allie and Jim, welcome to the show. I presume that Jim's there as well. He's usually there. You out shopping? You eating? Is he playing games? Yes, he says hi. See, he was playing Pokemon before. He's been switching to Horizon. The last bunch of shows, he's been playing Horizon. I still have no idea what that game is. All I know is Horizon from it was Kevin Costner's Vanity series, movies. It's like, sucked big time. I only saw the first one. The second one ain't out yet from my knowledge, but yeah, sucked. Sucked. Allie says, playing games. Playing games. Let everybody know. I got a headache tonight. We're in another cold snap. We're in the single digits. It won't be clearing up for another day or so, maybe a couple of days. Later on this week, we'll be up close to 30, at least 30. That's going to be good. That's warm weather. That's going to be warm weather. Allie says, Horizon is a futuristic one-person game. Let's go take a look at this. Horizon, the video game. Horizon is a scientific fiction action role-playing series developed by Guerrilla Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment PlayStation. Let's go and let's look at the images here to see what she's got here. It's futuristic. They're using bows and arrows and shit. Let's see if we can pull this up for folks. Internet on. Yeah, and look at that. It's not even on there. Okay, we're going to... We'll see what we got here. Properties. Done. Hey, that didn't... There we go. Hey, Peggy again. She says it's 54 here in Missouri. So you should be getting some nice weather in a couple days. Wow, that's pretty warm. Allie says his female character is dystopian future. He said, yeah, it's got to be a dystopian because these are all chicks. Horizon. She got like a weird sword thing with feathers and shit on it. Not very practical. And a bow, she's wearing it. They got like dinosaurs and shit. There she is on a beach. With some weird seaweed. It looks like, here she goes. There's a giant, it looks like a dinosaur giraffe. A dinosaur giraffe creature. Oh, robot dinosaurs. Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's kind of like Tomb Raider. In the future, you get a female warrior type thing, and you run around and do stuff. I remember when Tomb Raider came out. One of my buddies, he got himself a pirated version. Just run it on his systems. Holy crap! Look at that dinosaur. Look at that. Let's see if it's go big. Go big or go home. Oh my goodness! Look at that giant. That is a kind of a robot dinosaur. Oh, and this looks like a gun. A gun. I don't know, a gun with a. Supposed to be a damn. I can't think. Like I said, I got a headache. The damn thing's on the front of the guns with the knives. She looks like a techie cave woman. Yeah, she's kind of like a techie cave woman. Yeah. Tonight's going to be a rough show. Oh, look at this one. This one's got a. This one's like a. That's a weird elephant sort of thing. Well, that sounds like you're going to have fun with that one. You're going to have fun with that one. Bayonet. It's like, why couldn't I think of bayonet? I couldn't think of it to save my life. God, I got a headache. Bayonet. You know what got me is I fix bayonets. I'm like, okay, bayonet. Fix bayonets. Allie says, tremor tusk. See, Allie knows all that. Did Jim tell you that, or did you remember that one? Tremor tusks. Tonight's coffee is butter pecan from New England brand. Allie says, yes, he told me. Yeah, I got in my new routing table. I was gonna see what I was gonna do is I was gonna build a routing table thing that goes between my two bench areas. And I was doing the math and going, okay, I only have a hand router. And I'm like, I need a full size and stuff. And I said, okay, we're going to get a routing table and a router coming in. They're both Bosch. And some goodies for that. I got in a whole set of routing bits. So that's in. Well, the router ain't in yet, but everything else is in. I'm going to be ordering up my new table saw here this month with new fence and a bunch of goodies for that too. That's going to be another chunk of change. Allie says, I know nothing. Jim is telling me what to do. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So that'll be good. Got in my handheld vacuum so I can vacuum out my laser. Man, that thing's all dusty now. Haven't done any of the new stuff, new designs on it yet. I stopped, Thursday was the last time I did it. Then I got to put in the attorney thing for the glassware so I can get that done. What else do I got to do? I haven't been out in the shop. It's been too cold. We got another cold snap. Got in a bunch of snow the other morning. Got that cleared out. Ordered up for the missus. We've been wanting one since we moved in because our house doesn't have a dishwasher. Doesn't have one. And there's no room to put one in. I mean, it's a good-sized kitchen, but the counters are limited. Counters are limited because it was a kitchen with had a eating area in it, but we got a bar height table, and we're just using that as a prep table and stuff. So we need a portable dishwasher. And if you've ever been shopping for portable dishwashers, they cost out the ass. They cost a good bit more than the slide-in than a fixed dishwasher. And all they are is the same thing. They just put it in a new case with wheels and put a top on it and new lines. But you'll get anywhere between $200 and $500 more for those, for the same size. And one of the things, I didn't want a small one. So it's like, okay, got to be a full size. So it's got to be a 25 and 24, 25 incher. Peggy says, never had a dishwasher and I don't miss it. Well, we've had, when we were in Manchester, we had a dishwasher. We liked that. That was good. Our other places, we never had one. But we liked it. We liked it down in Manchester. We're like, yeah, that's kind of neat. Because you just put the dishes in it, you clean, just whatever. And then you can do other stuff. Put them in at night before you go to bed. They're done. You get up in the morning. They're fine. So just something to make our lives easier. So I ordered up one of them this evening before the show started. It'll be delivered in a couple weeks. And that's a good chunk. Going to be just shy of $1,000. But we've been wanting one, and she deserves it. So I said, I'm going to do it. We usually try to do at least one thing for the house each year. And I was talking to the missus after dinner, and I'm like, I was stupid. So why don't I get you a dishwasher? Why don't I get you a dishwasher? She says, Peggy says, good for you. I didn't know. I don't know what I'm missing. Yeah, no, when they're working right, you keep them clean, you do what you're supposed to do. They're just so easy. Especially, we're just, two of us now. Just once a day, put the dishes in. Go about your business. But, yeah, so I could have gotten a little bit cheaper, at least $150, probably cheaper. If I'd gotten a top, it's a top control one. And I'm like, no, and I was reading all the reviews I was reading, everyone that had the top buttons, because you don't see them when they're up underneath the top of the dishwasher. Said, yeah, my sister had the controls on the front, and it was so much nicer. I wish this one came with. So I'm like, yeah, let's get her one with the controls on the front. So she's gonna get it, and got it in white. So it's white with a butcher block top on the top of it. So it'll go with our kitchen, because our cabinets are white with they're all white on the bottom, and then they're white on the top, and the insert panels, we went with it's a green color. So she's going to be tickled. So I got that for the baby. So there you go. That was so stupid. I was thinking about other stuff, and it's like, I don't know. Get you a dishwasher. Peggy says, sounds nice. It's okay. Yeah, it's nice. Now I got to see whether or not the thing's going to fit on our faucet. I was like, yeah, it fits 99% of the faucets out there. And one of the reviews was like, yeah, except for mine. It's like, so we'll have to see. I'll get it working whether it fits our faucet or not. We'll get it working. That's the least of our problems. We'll get it sorted out. So what other news we got going on? Oh, we got the Winter Olympics. Any of you watching the Winter Olympics? I don't watch. I haven't watched the Olympics. Aside from the stuff I need to do to report on it, I don't watch the Olympics. I haven't watched them in ages. Don't have the desire. Since it's become all corporate and the spirit is fucked, and now it's all political. Yeah, I got no desire. Here's what I would do if I was in charge of the U.S. Olympic teams, though. Any of those fuckheads that want to say shit about the United States, like that Winter Olympic dude, the skier, he'd be gone. He'd be gone. I don't even care if we got over to where it was supposed to be. He'd be gone. Peggy says, yes, the ice skaters won gold. Don't care. Don't care. Doesn't mean shit anymore. Doesn't mean shit anymore. When it starts mattering again, I might watch. That's just how I feel about it. I get tired of the bullshit that goes along with it. I mean, come on. When you can run professionals in the sports now, doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean shit. Here's another thing that always got me too. You're from, like, let's say, Spain or France. We'll go with France. You're a frog, and you live 365 days out of the year in Southern California. And you've been living there for 5 fucking years. And you're going to go compete for France? How the hell does that work? It always gets me. It's like, if you don't live in the country that you're competing for, you shouldn't. What the hell? Doesn't make any sense to me. Allie says, I don't watch Olympics. Super Bowl, nothing. I'd stay off TV as much as possible. TV sucks. TV sucks. I do more YouTube stuff now. I get upstairs, I turn on the TV, and I got Netflix, and most of the shit on it now is bad. They run, it's like, okay, this cycle, there'll be a bunch of good movies. That's good. And then for 2 months, they ain't got shit on. But I'd get the weird TV station, and they were running old TV shows, and that's fine. We're not going to renew it another month. But commercials, I didn't miss commercials. Didn't miss commercials. That's why in the vehicles we're running Sirius XM. No commercials. I don't want commercials in my radio. Turn on radio in the shop, and it's just a regular radio, and then it's like, okay, you got 3 songs, maybe 2 songs, and then you get 5 songs worth of commercial. Like, no, I'm not wanting to listen to commercials. I want to listen to music. Just like TV. Oh, you get 5 minutes of TV and 8 minutes of commercials. And you'd swear to God you weren't living in the United States. It might be the United States. Everybody's speaking English. Well, most of the people are speaking English. Not even all of them anymore. But it's like almost everybody is somebody other than white. It's like, when did the United States become something other than white? I mean, I get representation, but Jesus. Allie says, we watch High Potential. Every single commercial is about pharmaceuticals. Yeah. Yeah, pharmaceuticals, insurance. Oh, here's something. You know what's been hitting me on YouTube? The commercials on YouTube? Those conceal carry organizations and gun insurance things, and it's like, I don't want to hear that. They're all full of shit. No, really, they're all full of shit. I can't go a show without some. Yeah, did you know that if you use your firearm even legally, you could face, prison time and or you hear this person saying, I did this and and I was, it's like you're full of shit. Oh, you could, but you didn't. This is a bullshit story. Well, because they want you to buy their fucking insurance. And most of these places, like I think it's the USA Concealed Carry Association or something like that, they renege out of every policy. Every time somebody's been arrested because they used a firearm, they renege on their obligation to provide them legal assistance. It's like, so why would you buy that? Stupid. Peggy says, I don't like the politics either, but watching the kids compete after training so hard and long warms, yeah, I get it. Some people enjoy that. Some people enjoy. I'm to the age now, it's like professional sports. Yeah. Oh, how about this? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You know that's only good against Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in a match, right? Because they train in ways that don't work in a street fight. And that's why they didn't work in MMA once people figured it out. It's like, oh, I see. You notice Hoist Gracie fucking disappeared pretty quick. Yeah. Because they figured it out. No, it only works against people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, so whatever. Sports. I don't get sports. I don't boxing. I don't. The older I get, the less impressed I'm at watching grown adults do shit the kids do for no reason. Oh, it's great when you're a kid. You're a grown ass man making how much money kicking around a fucking ball? Are you kidding me? You got a bat and you're hitting the ball and I just don't get it. I do not get it. I get, maybe as a nice pastime, but other than that, it serves no purpose in life. Yeah. It's like, man, John's rough tonight. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Oh, and they train so hard for what? For what? For what? I mean, really, it's like, oh, I went to school. I gotta. Peggy said, never heard of that. Heard of what? I'm a little hard on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, I got a friend. I got it, Nancy Von Minden. She's a good friend of mine. She does it, and that's fine. That's fine. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. BJJ. Yeah, look it up. BJJ. It's kind of it's wrestling with a few more moves and joint locks and stuff like that. They a lot of times they just love laying on the back. They turtle. Like, come on in here. Come on. I'm not going to. Some guy gets on his back. I get into a fight with a guy and he just rolls over on his back and says, come get me. It's like, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away. It's like, are you kidding me? Get out of here. Not my thing. But yeah, I just don't. Kids is great. College. Oh, like college. Yeah, I got a scholarship to play sports in college. Okay, that's great, but what the fuck are you going to do? Hope you got a better major. Hope you got a good major. Because the number of people that actually get it into any professional leagues is astronomically small. So small. Basketball? Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't even get me started on that. Hey, it's a fun activity to play around in. They got grown men doing it, and they make money. Like Larry Bird was a good player. They're all good players, but I just don't get it. Oh, they're super athletic and yeah, yeah, and they can't do shit besides that. Football. Oh, big bad football. And you can't do shit besides that. What is that going to do you in life? Where does it cross over? He's a super fast runner. Yeah, okay. Come help cut me some wood. What are you going to do? How does it translate? How does it translate? So again, when I was younger, yeah, it was fine. The older I get, the less I care about. They train so hard to do an activity that has no bearing in life. Yeah, okay, they do it. Does LeBron James come to mind? Yeah, LeBron James, he's not even as good as what he thinks he is. But no, I just don't. Again, the same at boxing and it's whatever. And I don't get it. I guess it comes back to the human desire to see violence in a controlled way. It's been around since the dawn of time. Competitions like that. I don't know. Not my thing. not my thing. Never has been. And I could shoot some ball. I wasn't half bad. I ain't gonna be dunking it. When I was real young, I could probably get up there, but I ain't gonna be dunking it. Played soccer as a kid. That was good. I was pretty good at that. Did a little bit of track. Not much. I was good at that. I'm a long distance runner. I hate running. As in like in the military. It's like, okay, we're going to do 4 miles at nothing. 8 miles? Okay. Hitting my stride. Hit my stride. I hated running. I just hate it. I like when we'd run out. We go, okay, we're going to go X distance, and we're going to run out, and we hit the halfway point. We're going to turn around. We're going to come back, and then you don't have to be in formation anymore. Then you just run. Well, that's my time. I'm a tall guy. I just gazelle it out. So I get done with the run faster, and I don't have to wait for anybody and say, when you're done with the run, you're done. Go and then show up for first formation. That's what I like doing because I hated running. Let's get this shit done. Let's get this shit done. Peggy says at least Shaq O'Neal had the good sense to hire good financial. Yeah, there's a bunch of them out there that did pretty good. Shaq did really good. Shaq did really good financially, but he's not the only one. Michael Jordan did fantastic. He did good. There's a bunch of them out there. From what I understand, George Foreman, he's not a basketball, but George Foreman did pretty good. There's a bunch of them out there. There's a bunch of them out there. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and it isn't what it isn't. You know? But you know me, I'm not a big celebrity guy either. I don't get that. I've met celebrities; they're just like everybody else, until they get full of themselves, and then they're just delusional. But yeah, I got as much respect for a good entertainer as I do a good plumber and a good, good trash man. If you're good at your job, great. I don't care what you do. Fantastic. Be good at your job. George Foreman died March of last year. Well, okay, George was doing good. That slipped my mind. Well, who else has died? Dang it. Allie is the messenger of death. Allie is the messenger of death for tonight's show. Who else has died? A lot of people. Well, that's a yes. Yeah. Was it you, Allie, that was talking about the movie with the movie with that guy? Was that you, Allie, on one of the other shows? She says probably. It was just funny. We're talking about movies. She's like, yeah, that movie with that guy. It's like, yeah, that narrowed it down a lot. Well, who else died? A lot of people. Oh, goodness, a lot of people. They have. And, it's the older you get, the more. Yeah, Kathleen O'Hara died. Yeah. 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 And she wasn't that old. And we stop and think about people in our generation. It's like, ooh. And then the people that we watched. It's hard to think of them being older because they were all middle-aged when we knew them. And it's like, okay, now we're middle-aged to our golden years. And, 71. That's not old. Yeah, Allie, that's not old. It's not old. But, yeah. She says, okay, no, it's true. It's not old. It's... No. But what is old to you? 85, 90. When you get into the, 85, 90, that's old. You get up close to 90. That's old. 40. 40. You old fuckers, you. You're 40. Remember being young and thinking 40 was old? Man, they're so fucking old. No, not really. Hell, it used to be 30 if you were 30. Like going to the club and there's like a 30-year-old there. It's like, man, you need to be in old folks' home. When people get frail is old. Yeah, old, yeah. It gets rough. Anywhere from, God, I hate to say, 65 to 90 is a rough period. It's a rough period. And some people weather it good, and some people don't. Where the hell is everybody? Gus, are you out there? I don't know if Gus is out there. But yeah, 70, 71. That's not old. Allie says Dick Van Dyke is only alive at 100 because he got a very young wife. That could be one of the reasons. You got to stay active. You have to be young. Up here. You got to keep going. You can't get old. Hey, OT, welcome to the show. Now, I admit, there's some days I wake up and I go, fuck, I feel old. I try not to. Most of the time, I still see myself in, mid-30s. I ain't. I ain't. But that's how I see myself until I look in the mirror and I was like, oh, shit. Where'd that guy come from? Where'd that guy come from? I kind of ruffled some feathers on my page the other day. I couldn't deal with the people. I had to turn off notifications. Allie says, Arlene is only 54. She will be super wealthy when he goes. What? She not super wealthy now? Yeah, I'd mentioned about talking about voting. And I've said this for a long time. I think that if you're on public assistance, that's like welfare, food stamps, and stuff like that. For the time that you're on it, you can't vote. When you're off it, next voting cycle, you can vote. She won't have to share her part, says Allie. But yeah, people weren't listening to what I was saying. It's like, I'm not saying you lose your vote. And they're like, no, you should be able to vote for, look, universal suffrage was never part of the plan. Never. Universal suffrage has done more harm to our country than firearms ever could. And the founding fathers knew this. That's why, did you know, there's a big misconception that women couldn't vote. They could vote. They could. Generally, they couldn't if they were married. Now you go, well, why is that? Well, because number one, it was mainly for property owners, regardless of race. People, oh, you had to be white. No, you didn't. But you had to be a property owner. In other words, have skin in the game. And it was usually the husband that got it was one vote for family. Made sense. The founding fathers did not want everybody voting. They knew that democracy kills nations. Because as soon as people learn that they can vote other people's property into their own pockets, that's what they're going to get. Another thing that I said is if by the end of the year you didn't pay any taxes, you shouldn't be able to vote. In other words, all those people that get tax refunds, well, not just you can get a tax refund. But if there's people that get back everything that they paid in, and sometimes they get more back, you shouldn't be able to vote. It's that simple. Well, John, haven't you been in times like, yes, I have. When I was in the lower tax brackets, I got back every dime I paid in. It's been a while. And if I didn't get to vote, oh well. If I ever needed public assistance and the taxpayer was funding me, I wouldn't vote. I wouldn't complain about it. And then people go, oh, so you don't want poor people to vote. I didn't say that. I did not say that because I didn't talk about income. This isn't about income. This is about whether or not you're getting paid to do nothing by the taxpayer dime. Oh, but I know somebody that, and their daughter was, yeah, I'm not saying that everybody that's getting public assistance is a bad person. I believe that most of them shouldn't be on it. But I also believe that none of them should be on government dollar. That should be handled in the private sector. And that'd take care of the problem altogether. Can't buy votes that way. I'm not opposed to people getting help. By all means, get help. I've run programs to get people help. So, I don't have any problem with that. Have a problem with taxpayer money going back. But I've also said we need to go through the budget, the national budget, and anything not specifically mandated by the Constitution, Doesn't get to all of these damn grants and studies and this group and that group, and they all get this stuff. No more. None. That's not the government's job. Not the government's job. Gets votes, though. Let me be a dictator for 4 years. That's it. Just give me 4 years. Oh, I tell you what wouldn't be happening is riots in the fucking streets. I'll tell you that much. There'd be a lot of dead people, but there wouldn't be riots in the streets. I don't abide by that foolishness. It's always the left. Oh, January 6th. January 6th lasted 3 to 4 fucking hours. Minimal damage at best. There's been parties after sporting events that had more damage done. They shouldn't have did it. They were stupid. I warned everybody about it. Don't do that. It's a trap. But it was not. We've seen riots. Year before that in Washington, D.C., buildings burned, church burned down, blocks destroyed. Left didn't have any problem with that. Why? It was the left that did it. BLM riots. The left that did it. 2 years of burning cities? Stop it. Don't talk to me about the right. Autonomous zones? Always from the left. Ain't from the right. At most, the right will make their own, they'll get their own fucking property, put walls around it and say, leave me the fuck alone. They're not taking over parts of towns. They're not playing that game. It's always the left. So, yeah. 4 years. I get the budget under control. I'd also instruct the DOJ. This is another thing that I would do. I would instruct the DOJ to find every politician and every legislator in the country that is presenting and passing unconstitutional laws. And I'd prosecute them all. Put them in prison. What good is having a constitution if the people that it's supposed to control say, fuck it, we're going to do anything we want anyways? The only other remedy was when people used to yank them out of their buildings, tar and feather them, and send them down the road. And we don't do that shit no more because we're a more civilized society. Yeah, but we burn fucking cities. We get in the face of ICE agents trying to execute laws that Trump didn't put on the books. GW put them on the books, and then Obama enhanced them. The hell, and nobody had any problems with any of that shit. Trump's numbers aren't even coming close to Obama's. These are rookie leagues, rookie numbers. It just takes will. It just takes will. What about all these pro-Second Amendment? Where's the Hearing Act? Where's nationwide reciprocity? Where's all these things that we were promised? And they didn't deliver on any of it. They had one watered down Second Amendment pro-gun bit of legislation. Yeah, they took NFA items off the tax list. Did you get my message? Oh, message. Let me see here. Did you send me something? Just send it on Messenger. Allie asks me. Nope. You didn't send it on Messenger. Where'd you send the message at? Yeah, there's nothing on Messenger. What message? Did you send me a message? In a bottle? Was it in a bottle? It's Let's see here. Says, dang it, they must be censoring me again. Let's see here. Yeah, the last thing that that came up was that they're not gonna that she won't have to share her part. Let's go here while she's trying to send it. Ah, look at my dragon. I'd been working, like I told folks, I've been working on a dragon for like a week and a half. I could not get it right. It's like, just something's not right. And then I stopped for a few days. And then back this last week, I started in again. Didn't take me long. Boom. It's like, there it is. There it is. This is going to look, you've seen the coasters already. It looks great on the coasters. It's going to look awesome on glasses and coffee mugs and stuff like that. It's going to be just freaking awesome. It's going to be awesome. Oh, you folks haven't seen all of these. Let me see here. I'll show you my chicken one. Here's my chicken one. Oops. Here it is. Ready? There's my chicken one. How's that for a chicken? And Allie, still nothing's coming up. There's my chicken one. Okay, what else we got here? We got here's my dragonfly one. That one's going to look nice. That's my dragonfly. Like I said, I got a Peggy says, have you a set price on? I'm looking probably, I think 25 for 4. I was going to do 20. Looking at the prices out there and how much work and stuff I got to do and the cost of wood, I ain't making any money. So I'm looking at like 25 for a set of 4. Here is my Crusaders crossed. Allie says, how is the public running their own checkpoints in the cities with the agents making arrests? Yeah, that's they're crazy. They're crazy. They don't want ICE checking people's IDs, but they're going to set up their own checkpoints and stop people. They've got, I mean, the laws that they're breaking is is just it's something else. They needed to be arrested. Try to stop me going down a public street. I'm sorry, they're makeshift barricades. And I had reported they were chasing people down on foot and in vehicles beforehand, before doing all this stuff, and demanding that they show ID. Oh, you're ICE. I'm not ICE. Prove it. Show me your license. Show me where you live. It's like, yeah, I don't have to fucking show you shit. So what they were doing is they were actually acting worse and doing more illegal shit than what they were claiming that ICE was doing. Because ICE wasn't doing it. ICE wasn't just going down the street and grabbing people saying, show me your fucking papers. That's not what they did. They had tips. They got administrative warrants. In other words, they knew who they were going after, and then they went and they got them. And then if there was other people that were caught up in the mix, well, let's ID you as well. Allie says they seem to be getting away with everything. Not everything, but damn near, which is why they keep escalating. It's why they keep escalating. Yeah, I was looking at my wolf design and my dragon design. Very similar. They're not the same, but I put black behind the wolf head. I didn't put black behind the dragon head. I thought that it just wasn't working quite as well with the black behind the dragon head. Now I'm thinking, I don't know whether or not I should... No, the wolf. I think the wolf was working. I think the wolf was working. This is the wolf. That's the wolf. You see the black behind the head? I think that was working. And that's the dragon. I put the black behind it, and it just wasn't having the same vibes. I don't know. Here's a wolf. Here's a dragon. I know why I did the black. Okay. If you look at the dragon, there's a lot of detail, but there's a lot of light as well. See, there's a lot of light in the frills, but the wolf, it's a lot of fine stuff. So without the black in the background, it just got too busy. Not enough. Sorry about that. Not enough separation. Allie says, mine and Jim's workplace has a notice on a cork board that talks about what employees' rights are concerning the agents and directions on how to avoid them. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. First part, no. Second part, yes. There's absolutely nothing wrong with telling a criminal what their rights are. I'm all fine with that. Telling them how to avoid law enforcement, that's not right. And in fact, that's illegal. That's aiding and abetting. Yeah. Now what do? Oh, you and Jim's. Yeah, both of you work at yeah. You had said where you worked before too. I forgot. I forgot that you were both working at the same place. Oh, I need to clean up the wolf. Dang it. I got a little bit of a hair about 3:30 o'clock and 8:30 o'clock going into the ring. Dang it. I don't think anybody noticed that anyways. Our workplace is very stupid. A lot of workplaces are very stupid. Goodwill Industries. Yeah, there we go. Of Inland Northwest. I had yeah, I did. I actually applied for a management position at Goodwill out here. They needed a manager for two of their locations. I put in for that. I think in the fall. They didn't get back to me. All of corporate is very democratic. Yeah, tends to be the case far too often, unfortunately. I need to get out of that wolf thing. I noticed 2 errors because it was blown up big. Now it's like, oh, that's going to bother me. Dang it. And when I burned the first one I did was the hummingbirds, and I did that for the missus. That's just under 4 inches. All the rest of them are just a hair over 4, but they're all the same. And I figured out how I did it. It's like, okay, it's a 391, 3.91. And then with a 0.1 extended border, and it brings it up to just over 4. So then they're all the same size. It doesn't matter. All of them don't have to be. Just each set has to be the same, but I'm anal about that. Allie says they're now making mandatory for managers and supervisors to sign papers agreeing to DEI enforcing all the Yeah, fuck that. And they're behind the power curve. They hadn't heard? That shit's over now. That shit's over now. All the big corporations are dropping that shit because it loses money, loses employees, pisses people off. Oh, I could tell you big corporations. As most of you folks know, Allie and Jim probably, my wife, the missus, she works for one of the largest health insurance companies out there. Yeah. And it wasn't the only one she's worked for. So, yeah. Crazy. Yeah, it's behind the power curve. DEI and pronouns and shit, that's gone. It's gone. You know what? Like I've always said, if you think DEI is so fucking great, put your money where your mouth is. Seriously, put your money where your mouth is. Go to the NBA, go to the NFL, and you get rid of most of the minorities so that you even it out. Put some more white folks in there because that's what you're doing with all the other stuff. You need more colored people in there for diversity? No, you're already the majority. Now let's pump up those white numbers. Allie says they changed the DEI to EDIB so it can continue to do it. Equality, diversity, inclusion, and belonging. Yeah, that's bullshit. They've also got, it's called Bridge. When they first brought Bridge out, I think it was in the middle of last year, and I'd posted up an article about it. Let me see if I can pull that up. What Bridge? Bridge. Yeah, there we go. Benchmarking race, inclusion, and diversity in global engagement. How do you like that? Benchmarking race, inclusion, and diversity in global engagement. Bridge. They brought that shit out. Oh, that was first trotted out April. I wrote that the first about that in April 29th of 2024. So 2 years ago, they were trotting out Bridge. Allie says, our Goodwill is continuing to do it with a different acronym and get it. Yeah, they all do it. The colleges were doing the same thing. Oh, we got to get rid of the diversity thing. So then they changed. Same amount of employees doing the same thing. They just moved it to a different department and called it something different. But their mission goal was exactly the same. And see, here's the problem, is the right doesn't have enough backbone to track this shit down and say, nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. They did the studies. They ran the numbers on whether DEI actually helped with businesses. Every major corporation that implemented it lost money, and they lost significant. Hire the most qualified for the job. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about the rest of the shit. And it's funny because the left loves screaming DEI, 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 but then say you're a DEI hire and watch them scream to high heaven. How dare you say that? They did the same thing with affirmative action, because that's all DEI is. Affirmative action, affirmative action, affirmative action. You're an affirmative action hire. How dare you say that? What the hell? It's either a good thing or a bad thing. Make up your fucking mind. Allie says the cashiers are forced to talk customers to round up because our CEO was making $500,000 and he got in trouble. So he had to fix the funds to make him look less rich. Look, I've said this about, people have said that too. Goodwill isn't, people don't understand what goodwill is. Look, Goodwill has its problems, but it's not a fucking charity. It's a business. I got no problem. I've said this all. I got no problems with CEOs making hand over fist. I don't care. If you can justify it and you're making and your board and the investors agree to it, all power to you. I don't care. Make 300, 400, 600, $1,050,000. I don't care. If that's what the same way as if you want to pay your cashiers $80 an hour, all power to you. Go ahead and do it. It's whatever the market's going to dictate. I don't care. And neither should the CEO of Goodwill. I told people that all the time. You know what I don't like about Goodwill is, and it doesn't have to be this way, it doesn't have to smell the way it does. I've every Goodwill that I've been into, and I go to Goodwill. I don't get much stuff there. I get a lot of my glassware and stuff that I'm going to be doing burn products with. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. Allie says, we are supposed to be a not-for-profit, but we are forced to run the store like a yeah, no, but you got to run it like a retail store. See, that's a big misconception. Not for profits don't not make a profit. They've got to make a profit. They just have to, the money that they're generating, they have to siphon it back into the industry. They can't carry a profit at the end of the so you just siphon it back in. It's a business. Allie says the smell is from the dirty clothes and where's, I know what it's from. I know what it's from. I know what it's from. It doesn't have to be that way. But it would take siphon some of that money back into it so that they get the stuff laundered correctly and clean the stuff properly. Savers isn't that bad. Savers is a lot like Goodwill, but it's never smelled that bad when I've been into Savers. You guys have Savers where you live? But yeah, I got no problem with them making money. I got no problem with CEOs making good money. This is what I've even said about politicians. Peggy says we do. Yeah. It's like a better Goodwill. I'm not trying to shit on Goodwill. Allie says nothing gets laundered. The bad stuff gets shipped overseas. Yeah, it should get laundered. I've always said this too. Allie says, no, we don't. Never heard of it. Think of Goodwill, a little bit nicer organized, less trashy stuff. Because you know how Goodwill, they get in a lot of broken stuff and the finish is all messed up. Savers is similar, but their stuff is generally more serviceable. It's generally more serviceable. Same idea of the store. But yeah, I've said this too. How about this? Pay your politicians more money. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. No, pay your politicians more money, but restrict what they can do, i.e., you can't make investments while you're a politician. Put limits on the things that they can do. Pay them good money so they're not trying to make money elsewhere, and then hold them to the task. Allie said, used to get laundered back when the church was running it. Yeah. They should still launder it. It'd make it a whole lot nicer. Like I said, Savers it never smelled like that when I was in Savers. Allie says, I don't know about the other Goodwills, but the CEOs of our stores is corrupt as hell. Yeah, no, that's a different issue, and that's fine. Then you deal with that. Then the board should take care of it, clean that shit out. But a good CEO is worth money. A good politician is worth money. And it used to be you had some sort of qualifications. You were the cream of the crop. Now it's the anything goes. AOC was a Midland bartender. She did nothing in life. And look where she's at now. Because it was looks and the act, and you got a bunch of people that they shouldn't be where they're at. Shouldn't be there. I don't want, If I'm going to hire an electrician, I don't want an electrician that knows what I know. I want them to know more than what I know. I want my doctor to be the cream of the crop. I want my mechanic to be a good mechanic. I want, I don't want to hire some fucking barmaid to write legislation. Why the hell would I want that? Well, it doesn't mean then why wasn't she doing something else besides being a barmaid? I go by the odds. What's the odds? You look at a lot of the politicians, especially the ones that the Democrats are running. Holy shit. They're nothing. Mondami? What the fuck? He was a silver spoon trust fund baby from a Marxist family. And what the hell? Freaking Kamala Harris, the same damn thing. Marxist families, trust funds, ain't had a financial worry in their entire life. And I don't begrudge. Hey, good on you. Good on you. But you ain't, but that's not a fucking qualification. It's not a qualification. You got to have something more than that. And then they always try to downplay it. That's another thing that gets me. Why are you trying to downplay it? Seems like Gavin Newsom. He wants to act like he's Johnny on the spot, Johnny from the block. No, he's not. He grew up in a rich family too. Own it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you came from money, be from fucking money. So what? Don't try to act like you're something that you're not. That's why you get jackasses out there like, who's that colored gal? Crockett, Jasmine Crockett. Most of the time she talks like she's from the ghetto. She ain't from the ghetto. She's from a well-to-do family. Went to a damn good school. She ain't stupid. She's grifting. She is using the low card. She's using the fucking low card. Look at me. I'm just like you. My brothers and sisters. It's like, no, she's not. No, she's not. Her life growing up didn't even come close to my life growing up. I had nothing. Dirt poor. Dirt poor. Shut up. She ain't from the hood. She ain't from the hood. Allie says, my best friend is here and we're going out for dinner. Hey, have a great time. Thank you and have a good night. We will tune in Wednesday. Well, I appreciate it. You guys have a good dinner. Where are you going? You got to tell us where you're going. Where are you going? Oh, she better not have run off. I'll have to scold her. Where are you going? You can't say you're going out to dinner and not tell us where you're going. That's rude. Applebee's. Okay. There you go. They used to have, I like their jalapeno chicken, and they don't make it here anymore. It's chicken. It's a chicken dish, and then it had taters with jalapenos in it. Oh, I love that. They had me at jalapeno. And I can't get it anymore. Dang it. Well, you all enjoy your evening. Have some good food, some good company. Stop Jim from playing his game for a little bit. And I'll see you Wednesday. Japalinas. I like japalinas. You know what I like? Oh, you take a hot dog. Oof. Okay. You take a hot dog and you take 2 big japalinas. And you hollow out the japalinas and you shove them on both ends of the hot dogs. So they're closed, no gap. So it's a hot dog with a Jopalina blanket around it. Then you take bacon and you wrap it around the whole thing, and that keeps everything together. And then you put that on the grill. Now you got to cook it fairly slow because the Jopalina takes a little bit to cook, and you don't want to burn the bacon. So you don't put it directly on heat, but you put it on the grill, but off to the side until it's all good. And you can do it in the oven too. We've done it in the oven. Oh my goodness. Put that in a hot dog bun, and you can throw some sriracha mayonnaise over the top of that. Oh my goodness. So sriracha mayonnaise over a hot dog with Jopalina caps on the whole thing and then wrapped in bacon. That is some good eating. That's some good eating. Yeah, the cowboy likes his Jopalinas. Okay, so where is everybody? Gus ain't showed up. Laurel didn't show up. OT, he showed up, but he gets quiet. Now we got some more people out there. So we got Peggy. Jim and Allie's gone. So we got some people watching, and they're not posting up. Y'all need to post up. Say hey. Say hey. The Cowboy was getting cantankerous earlier. Sports figures. I just kids, adults playing kids games. My goodness. So what else we got to talk about tonight? What else we got to talk about? Look on here. Ellen DeGeneres is ooh, that took off pretty good. I gotta go collect some invites off of that one. Oh, my nose itches. My income stream has dropped on Facebook. My follower rate has dropped. I'm not losing followers. It's the rate that I'm getting new followers has dropped. We'll see if we can pump up them numbers this week. Now, where's everybody? I hate carrying the whole show. Try to do my part. But I got a headache. People need to talk with me. Throw me a bone. What direction you want to go in? It's only been an hour and almost 20 minutes now. Oh, we're in another cold snap. Not good. Not good. Got pretty dang cold the other night, too. The girls don't like it that cold. Chickens do okay. I think they got a little comb damage. But other than that, they're doing okay. But, yeah. Try to keep the wind off them. Excuse me. I may do build a better enclosure over the top of their coop itself, because the coop's set within the run, and then it's open on the top, but we got a tarp over the top of it, so it's not totally open. But I think I might build a platform that's going to seal it off for next winter. See how that works for them. You don't need to have a heater. That can be dangerous. And then if they get too warm in there, they're not acclimated, so when they leave the coop, they're not going to do well. So anybody paying attention? Oh, goodness. Hey, says Peggy, will you be posting a post office box for payments for your products? I have no problem waiting for a check to clear. No. No. People are going to have to order online, pay by card. The reason is I wasn't planning on opening up a separate bank account for payments. Everything's running through my current PayPal, which they take all payments. It's just a credit card processing company. And it's a nightmare when people order online if they want to pay by check. We're not in the days of catalogs. So I may or may not. One of my old businesses, I ran a separate checking account for it under the business name. It's just another hassle. She says, "Okay, I can pay by card. Don't like PayPal." Yeah, I understand. I understand people don't like a lot of shit. It's what I use. They take debit and credit and PayPal and other shit. They take them all. It's just a processing. It's just a processing company. It's the third one I've used. It's the most cost effective. And it's set up. So I don't have to do anything. I've learned a long time. This is going to come on. I don't jump through hoops for customers. I don't. Because customers are unreliable. Thank you for your patronage, but customers are unreliable. I had another business. People were like, you should do this. This is great. I'll buy this. They didn't. You should do this. Everybody's going to like it. Yeah, that's going to be great. Took my time and energy making it. Yeah, it didn't sell. The same way people, I'd like to donate money to you, but I don't like PayPal. Then don't donate. Can you set up another processing thing? Can you kiss my ass? Everybody's got a bigger, better way of doing things, and they want to do something. I mean, can you imagine going into a restaurant and trying that bullshit? No, I don't like the company that you're using to process my payment. So yeah, can I pay some other way? This is what we got. You can pay cash, I guess, but I can't take cash. I can't take cash. I did the same shit with, I'm going to mirror my contents and play. Oh, do it here. You'll do great. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Why don't you fucking do shit someplace else? See how it works out for you. You know, been there, done that. So this is what I have. I'm working. I spent all day working on my website. What a pain in the ass that is. Oh my God. What a pain in the ass. And I'm still waiting on the state, because I said about in my last, and don't think I'm just bitching at you, Peggy. I'm not. Uh, um, I just it double filled my name in 1 and 2, and they didn't just go, well, clearly that's the problem. Let's just wipe that out and process it. No, so I had to start that again. So as soon as I get that back from the state, I'll be able to get an external mailbox, and I will have but it's not a post office box. And the reason I can't get a post office box, I could, but the reason is that I'm not is if somebody wants to send me something from like UPS or FedEx or something, they don't deliver to the U.S. Postal Service, so I can't get it. So I've got to use another one. I usually use a UPS store. So I'll get another account there. This time I'll go and I probably get one in. It's a Manchester address, but it's on the border. It's by Hooksett. It's a Manchester address. It's about the same driving distance. The other one I used was in Concord. It's the same driving distance. But I'll see. But yeah, so I'll get back to you on that, Peggy, whether or not I open up a separate checking account for the Whiskey Cowboy. And then you'd be able to pay by check. But I'll have to get back to you on that. It's just more stuff I got to do. The way I do it right now, I run all my payments through PayPal. And that's Meta. Meta pays me through PayPal. Why? Because it's just a processing company. That's all. It's a merchant account. So they send money, my monthly thing, to PayPal. And then at the end of the month, I collect all the donations and the Meta, and I transfer it to my own account. And then I take 30% right off the top, and I slide that into a savings account, and that's for my taxes. It's just easier that way. It's set up that way. Otherwise, I'd have to. This is how. Otherwise, I'd have to reroute everything, change all of my processing over to the other account, and then I would have to manually bring it from there to my main account, to my personal. It's just a pain in the ass. Peggy says, I get it. I bought tickets for an event via card, and the event was canceled, and they could only get a refund through PayPal, and PayPal dinged me a charge for transferring it to my bank account. Oh, was that from your? Did you set up because generally unless you do it one day, it doesn't cost anything to send to your bank account. But what they do is they take 3%. I'd have to go. They take a slice off for touching the money. So in other words, when it comes to them, they take money off the top. And then if you just send it normally, it's supposed to be like 1 to 3 days or some shit like that. It's always hit my account the next day. That transfer is free. So are you sure that's where they took the money from, or not when it just first hit your account? Because they take money off the top just to touch it. She says I had to take right. Yeah, you had to say, which is stupid. But that's not PayPal's issue. I don't think any company should require you. They should have just refunded your money back from the checking account or for your from your card. Just refund the card. Why'd they even do that? All they have to do is just refund the card. They do a chargeback. That was a stupid way to refund your money. But yeah, I asked for that and they refused. Yeah, see, I'd have pushed harder. Like, nah. No. I used my card to pay you. The event was canceled. You just reversed the card. Charge it back. Put it back on my account. That's weird. Who did that? Who was the company you were working with? And I'll bet you if you just did a standard transfer, the ding was just for touching the money. Like, you know, when Meta pays me, soon as they pay me, Ticket Leap, yeah, I never heard of those. When they pay me, before it hits my account, PayPal takes a slice off the top. When somebody donates to me, you know, like let's say they donate $5 a month, I don't see that $5. PayPal takes like 35 cents off the top. But then when it's in there, it costs me nothing to get it to my account. But like I said, that's the way all of the merchants' accounts work. Except for PayPal doesn't charge me a monthly fee. Now I've gone with some other ones. I was doing a mite bit more business, but I had monthly fees and a percentage off the top. So I was paying twice. That's why I use PayPal, because I don't have to pay twice. And how much they take off the top is industry standard. It's industry standard. You go to any of them, they're going to take the same amount. You know who rips people off even more is Peggy says stands to reason the ticket cost me $400. Yeah, they should have just, so they probably took I'll bet you they took 3% off the top of that when they touched it. It's a fucked up process. It's good for what it is. When you use it for something you're not supposed to, it's screwy. They should have just refunded your credit card. Oh, back to Meta, Facebook. They take. Remember I said if I set up a subscription for my page, they take 35%. 35%. So out of every $100, they take $35. They're a bunch of fucking thieves. But yeah, Ticket Leap should not have They should have just, I have never heard that before. Peggy says, that's messed up. Yes, it is, which is why I never set up. And what's even worse is if they ding you for anything, they don't pay you. So all that money comes in, you earned it, you got dinged, you don't get paid. I'm like, I'm not going to set this up, which is why I try to tell people, no, donate directly to me. Yeah, I'm getting money taken off the top just to have it. And then here we go on top of that. I told people as well, 30% of what I make gets set aside for state and federal taxes. So for me to make $1,000, I got to make $1,450, almost 15, just shy of $1,500, just to make $1,000 after taxes. Now, keep in mind, every time somebody touched that money through the process, I'm getting money taken out of that as well. Everybody's got their hand in the cookie jar. It is what it is. And it hurts. And it hurts. But barring anything bad coming up, our finances are done pretty good. I mean, I still need to make money with the business and stuff like that, and Meta, but aside from that, we're doing okay. It's like, oh, maybe we got some breathing room this year. We'll see. Like I said, the good thing is, though, is that all our vehicles are paid off. Those were big expenses each month. Our mortgage payment settled back in. This is the first year in dang near 10 years our mortgage payment hasn't gone up. It's like, ooh. It's like winning the lottery. They'll get spring coming. I'm going to be out on the water. Speaking out on, where's Judy? Judy ain't showed up. Did she? Was Judy here earlier? No, I don't think I saw Judy. Was she here earlier? I know Peggy came in. She was the first one in. Peggy was the first one in. And then Allie and Jim. And then OT. Yeah, I don't think Judy showed up. Laurel didn't show up. Something came up, I'll bet. I just got to find out. Yeah, she didn't send me anything, so that's weird. Not that she owes me anything. She doesn't. Peggy says, I would love to be able to tell you why my finances are so tight, but I'm not about to post on social. No, I get it. No, and I've had tight times. Last year was something. And I told folks, we got hit hard. And it's real because the mortgage payment went up again. That was it, the mortgage payment, and it put us way. We just couldn't do it. That's when I started selling guns. Did that for 8 months. Squirreled the money away. Did some smart use of money, and that's when I got my truck. Needed a truck. The last time I had a pickup was in Hell, that was close to 30 years ago. And I've just had SUVs and minivans and stuff like that ever since. I had a lot of kids. And so, yeah, finally got my truck back. I got a truck. Love my truck. So then this fall, we paid off both the truck. The truck was paid off. That was like, that truck was close to 40 grand, I think it was. Got that paid off. Got Zippy paid off. That's the missus's. I think by that time we only had like 9 grand left to pay on that. Peggy says, I'm glad that's all going well. No, we had done our finances and we figured shit out. And then I told my boss, see ya. And then I came back in September doing this full time. And then I warned folks, I said, hey, if you don't start pitching in, I can run a little bit, but if you don't start pitching in, I'm going to have to go work for somebody else or do something else. And people didn't pitch in. I think I got 6 people now that donate monthly. You don't pay much bills with that. I can get some whiskey with that. But you don't pay bills with that. Meta's just starting to pay off now, but not a lot. I'm making in a month, it would be okay to make in a week, maybe. Modest income, not a lot, modest. I'm trying to pump those numbers up, but like I said, that's why we're doing the other products. It's like, okay, let's do this other investment. That takes investment too, because as I've said, I've got the wood shop to get outfitted again. I got equipment coming in. I got the laser that I got. Then I got supplies and stuff. So I mean, we're working the finances smart. But like I said, hey, we got the missus ordered up the new dishwasher. So I mean, we're not doing bad. We're just not rolling in money. We've got some set aside and we got good credit. That's most of like the supplies for the, the wood and stuff like that I need for the products. That's going to be put on the card and then just paid off as I make the sales. But, yeah, I'm glad we're doing okay too. It's been tight years. And it's good to be able to breathe a little bit. And I understand that other people are tight too. Which is why I don't try to make people feel bad because they didn't donate, whatever. But there's a shit ton I got 27,000 followers. 27,000 followers and counting. And I can only get now 6 people to donate. People sure love eating. Love eating free. It's whatever. It is what it is. Ooh, the wind is blowing out there. It's cold. It's cold. Peggy says on a different note, do you hear from Connie and how's she doing? I haven't heard from her since the last time. And I gave you updates. Her and Elliot. They're not doing good. They're not doing good. They're plugging away, but she's doing a lot of pain management stuff. And, you know, chronic pain will get to you. It's like with Gus, and when his hips hurting and stuff like it. Look, been there, done that. Chronic pain will wear you down. Will wear you down. It'll drain your body. It will emotionally drain you. It's not a good thing. Yeah. So I have no idea why they don't come to the show anymore or anything. I don't know. Peggy says, I'm really sorry to hear that. Yes, chronic pain is awful. It is. I mean, I deal with pain every day too, but it's not like it was. I had a rough couple years. Holy shit. Rough couple years. And I struggled through it, and I went to work every day. Went to work every day. Limp along, being in pain, and broke the rib. that was a son of a mother. Son of a mother. But, yeah. And Donna, I don't know what's up with Donna. I don't know where she went. And that wind is something. But yeah, sending prayers out to those who need it. Pray for strength, peace, and tranquility. As much stress out of their lives as they can get. Elliot was definitely retirement age. And then he was trying to start up his flight school and stuff. Yeah, that wasn't working out. Peggy says it's been 14 months since I broke my leg and I'm still dealing with it. Yeah, good and achy. What part of your leg did you break? What part of your leg? Late on this one. And the older we get, the longer it takes to heal. My tibia and kneecap. Oh, fun. Hey, what the hell, you know, right where you need to bend it a lot. Do it right. My God. How'd you do that? How'd you break that? I'm pulling up something here. I've been working on my site on the laptop. I was wondering whether it would pull up the current things here. I'd show you a little preview. But how'd you break your tibia and your kneecap? Oh, this ain't right. This ain't right. Close out of there. That's not the same site. Peggy says, I was immobile for 3 months. It was a result of a car wreck. Oh, well, that's not good. That is not good. You were broadsided? Yeah, that sucks. My youngest was broadsided right after she got her driver's license, leaving the house, too. That is not a good thing. Yeah, she was leaving the house early one morning, foggy as all get out. Left the driveway and elderly guy just plowed right into her door. How'd it work with you? She says, I'm grateful. Could have been worse. It can always be worse, but yeah. I'm glad you came out okay. I don't know why this isn't pulling up the right site. Close on out of there. I thought it'd just pull up exactly. Welcome back to my dashboard. No, this is not the right site. Taking a while to load. Maybe it's going to pull up my other one. Nope. Still the same one. Get out of here. No, get out of here too. What the hell is this? That's the wrong one too. Get out of here. Well, it ain't going to work tonight. I was going to try to give you guys a treat. Well, I hope that your leg heals right. You got a brace for it, or you out of your cast and brace by now? Must have a good delay here. Thank you. I can finally walk with limping. That's a start. That's a start. There's a start. Good on you. Good on you. Keep it up. Don't let it get all stiff. I know. You've been told that before. Motion is lotion. Yeah. Motion is lotion. Mm-hmm. We're coming in. We only got 5 more minutes. I think I'm gonna cut this down. Most everybody else is gone anyways. Shut this down and figure out what's going on. I thank you all for y'all. There's only a couple of you now. Thank you to everybody who joined the show. Put up with me being cantankerous. Like I said, I had a headache before I came into it. Be up bright and early tomorrow morning on Facebook. Go check out my stuff. Peggy says, thank you, John. No, you're most welcome, Peggy. Next show is Wednesday. Wednesday evening. And y'all get some sleep. Hopefully things will calm down in the country this coming week. And people getting stupid. And come spring and warmer weather, people get even more stupid. That's just the way it works. Dang it. Yeah. All right. Well, with that, y'all have a good evening. And I'll see you again soon. God bless. Take care.